here are the functional units of the kidney are the nephrons. And this is called the... no, inside it is. That's on the outside. What's the whole thing called? Renal corpuscle. And then you have this... No. Proximal convoluted tubule. Descending limb of the loop of Henle or nephron loop, ascending limb, and distal convoluted tubule, and collecting duct. Now notice this one has a very short little loop of Henle. This one has a very long one. Sometimes they can come down almost to the end. So this is most common, about 80–85%. This type that's common, about 15%. They're very important for regulating how much, how dilute or concentrated urine is. So that's very important. Now, and then we see these capillaries around here. They're called what?
Are those the glomerular capillaries?
These are called the peritubular capillaries. And these are called vasorecta, which you can find here. Okay. So let's start with this. Okay, so this is the corpuscle here, okay? What would this one be? Afferent arterial, and this would be the efferent arterial. What's this?
The distal convoluted
Tubule. Okay. And notice how it comes close to the afferent arterial. This little area is called the what? Juxtaglomerular apparatus. Very important for controlling blood pressure, blood volume. So we have the macula densa cells here, and we have this juxtaglomerular cells here. The cells here are, this is convoluted tubule are monitoring the concentration and the volume and things like that. And if necessary, if the volume is too low, pressure is too low, the concentration is too low, then these cells secrete. These cells cause these cells to secrete what substance? Renin. And then renin starts the whole thing of aldosterone being secreted and antidiuretic hormone being secreted, a lot of other things. Okay, so which is bigger, the afferent arterial or the efferent arterial? A. So what does that do to the pressure in here? Increases the pressure. So these are your glomerular capillaries here. And this is the visceral layer. Those are podocytes, right? And this is the parietal layer. Yeah, this is Bowman's capsule, the parietal layer of Bowman's capsule, or glomerular capsule. Now, we're going to start with blood here, but what are we going to get out here?
urine.
No.
Ultrafiltrate. Oh, filtrate.
Yeah, filtrate. And what's the filtrate like? How is it different from blood?
It's just plasma.
Plasma?
Less protein.
Most of the protein. But we still have glucose, we still have amino acids, stuff like that, okay? And let's see what else I want to say. So we have a 3-step process here. Do I have another thing? Okay. So we get through the simple squamous of the capillary wall, has fenestrated capillaries. It's going to filter out the formed elements. The basement membrane filters out the large proteins, and the filtration slits here filter out the medium-sized proteins. So that's how we go from having blood here to plasma minus most of the proteins. Then we enter the proximal convoluted tubule. The proximal convoluted tubule, you have cuboidal cells, right? And what are they like, though? They have other things, modifications. Huh? No villi. Microvilli. Lots of microvilli, okay? And what do microvilli do for us? Increase surface area for lots of absorption, okay? And lots of, what else do we find inside the cell? Lots of mitochondria. So there's a lot of active reabsorption going on here. In the proximal convoluted tubule, we have lots of reabsorption. We have reabsorption of nutrients like glucose and amino acids, we have proteins, You may have some sodium being reabsorbed and a lot of water following it, so a lot of reabsorption, including a lot of reabsorption of water. Now, if you have diabetes, the problem is you have so much glucose that you can't reabsorb all of it because it has to be carried across and you have a limited number of carriers. So if you have diabetes, not all the glucose gets reabsorbed at once in the urine. In the descending limb of the loop of Henle, we have a lot of water moving out by osmosis into capillaries that surround it. In the ascending limb, in the thick portion, it's impermeable to water, but it pumps out sodium chloride, making this very concentrated in salt. As we get closer to the tip here, more and more concentrated. So that pulls a lot of salt out. In the distal convoluted tubule, we mainly have secretion. We secrete if we have too much hydrogen ion, pH is too low, we get rid of hydrogen ion, we get rid of nitrogen-containing waste from the breakdown of amino acid proteins. Those are toxic, ammonia, urea, stuff like that. We get rid of even normal things if we have too much things. If the blood volume is, let me say it the other way. If you're dehydrated, then you would reabsorb a lot of water there and have very concentrated urine under the influence of what hormone? ADH. We can also reabsorb if the blood volume is too low. Aldosterone causes sodium to reabsorb, and water follows it. Where sodium does, water follows. Sodium is exchanged for potassium. That's also true in the collecting duct. So, antidiuretic hormone and aldosterone have a lot to do with functioning in the distal convolute tubule and collecting duct. By the time the filtrate reaches here, it's a done deal. That is urine. It doesn't change anymore. Then it's going to be collected into the, what is the tip here? Minor calyx, renal pelvis, okay?